I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to your Monday KVJ After the Show podcast. It's National Cookie Day.
Oh, it is. And we've got so many cookies in the studio.
It's nice. It's the way it should be here on a Monday. Sadly, Bert is not here to enjoy them. He is out ill. Don't know exactly what it is, if he's got a flu or if he's got some kind of infection. He got a wisdom tooth pulled on Thursday, and then he was in here on Friday. Had he had his meds by the time he was here on Friday? Do you know, Virginia?
No.
Okay. So, and you have to get, like, what, some kind of medicine so you don't get an infection in the tooth? Is that right?
Yes. So he had antibiotics and pain medicine, and he hadn't picked them up yet. And so I think he was just suffering.
Oh, okay.
I would have skipped the show and gone to get my meds, but that's just me. I mean, you got to get that medicine in you.
Yeah, maybe probably should have. So hopefully it's not anything too serious. Kathy said Jaybird might have a dry socket where he had the tooth removed. What exactly is a dry socket all about?
I've heard of that before. I know it's a bad thing if it's not properly taken care of. I think if you have dry socket, you have to go back to the dentist.
They say that it's a painful dental condition that sometimes happens after you have a tooth removed. Having a tooth removed is called an extraction. Dry socket happens when a blood clot at the site where the tooth was removed does not form. It comes out or it dissolves before the wound has healed. Okay. So would it be possible to get one where you had a wisdom tooth? Or is that just the other teeth?
Anything's possible.
It said that the primary treatment for dry socket is pain management. So if the condition causes little or no pain, it does not require treatment. The socket will heal and get better on its own. However, contracting a bacterial infection is a potential complication following a tooth extraction.
That's why you need the antibiotics in you immediately.
Uh-oh.
And I think that's where our baby went wrong.
Well, hopefully it's not a bacterial infection.
We hope not.
Okay.
But he definitely had pain. I mean, he was in pain in here on Friday. And he never misses any part of the show. So for him to be out today and to leave early on Friday and miss the whole podcast, he was hurting.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's on the mends. And it's nothing more serious than he's just got a fever. So we'll see. Yeah, we were asking, too, about the best cookies for National Cookie Day, and some of the suggestions that we had: Crumble, Subway. Subway's giving away those foot-long cookies in Miami today. Publix, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Firehouse Subs, CR Chicks, and Jimmy John's are all the ones that people have suggested. In fact, CR Chicks got a few.
CR Chicks is good, and that's a local business, too. Just like Bud's Chicken and Seafood is local, CR Chicks is local, and they are very, very supportive of Little Smiles. I always like supporting those that support local charities, and CR Chicks steps up.
Yeah, they do.
So does Bud's. Does Bud's do cookies? I feel like they do.
I know they do brownies, which are absolutely, those brownies are amazing.
Yeah.
I know that when my daughter had her 21st birthday, we got in Bud's, and they were a massive hit. People are going gaga for those brownies. So that they definitely have. When is National Brownie Day? That's what
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's got to be a big one. One thing that we had today on the regular show, we received an email from a mom looking for a little bit of help. Her daughter has a friend that I guess has kind of a scumbag, creepy-ass dad, and she's not allowed to go to the dad's house. The dad and mom are divorced, but her daughter was at the friend's mom's house, and the dad comes over, and something happened, and the dad slapped his daughter in the face and told our emailer's daughter, what happens in this house stays in this house, and you don't say anything. So she went home and told her mom and was like, I don't know what to do. Like, it was just really kind of disturbing and troubling. So what should you do? And we talked, Virginia, about talking to the school counselor, going to DCF. Might be something because they will look into it. But somebody had said something about it's not a punishment that is illegal as long as you don't leave a mark on your child, that you're okay. But one anonymous caller, when we had that, said it's illegal to hit any child above the waist in Florida.
Oh.
Which, what, you can punch your kid in the dick, but
You can't throat punch him, but you can punch him in the penis?
I don't know.
What a weird law.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's real.
Yeah. And another email said, I work with DCF, and slapping a child in the face is not corporal punishment. If the father is doing that in front of other people, you can only imagine what he does when there's nobody watching. That definitely needs to be reported.
Okay.
There may not be criminal charges, but if that form of discipline continues, you can be assured that it will only escalate. Please report this. Yeah, it just doesn't. I mean, never have I struck any of my kids in the face, and I just can't even imagine.
At the very minimum, this daughter needs to have somebody that she can talk to about it, an adult that's going to be on her side. And it sounds like this dad is unhinged.
Yeah.
And she probably really needs somebody to talk to. This is your dad. You trust your dad, and your dad's abusing you in front of people. Like, whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
It's very messed
Well, then to
up.
put it on this girl, too. Be like, you can't say anything. What happens in this house stays in this house.
The guy sounds like a loser.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, why are you so unhinged that you feel like you need to strike someone? That's absolutely
Your
insane.
daughter in the face?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm sorry. There's just, I can't see ever really, honestly, justifying that ever.
What did she do? Why did he hit her in the face? Like, what was the infraction that had him so upset that he struck her in the face?
Well, and some people are like, well, what if, you did something like that girl you're talking about last week that stole from a Girl Scout? And I'm like, still, I'm not going to strike my kid across the face for that. I mean, if anything, that's probably why the kid's behaving that way. I just found that when you lash out and physically strike a child to that point, it builds up resentment and anger. It's not what you want. You're not getting your point across. There's other ways to do that. You can have consequences without running your hand across somebody's face. Kimberly says, it all depends with DCF. We had DCF called on us by the school because my son had thrown a pencil at a teacher. When my husband picked him up from school that day, he grabbed our son's chin to turn his face while my husband was talking to him, and the vice principal was so upset that my husband forcefully touched his face to look at him. The police and DCF then showed up at our house the next day demanding to talk to our son alone, and we said no. Our son told them what happened the day before, and the social worker said they would be back. They never showed up again. If a child is being abused or not, they need to also speak up about what is going on. I understand that it can be difficult for a child to speak up, but parents can get blamed as well for what the teachers think is going on. Yeah, no doubt. I get it. It's a slippery slope.
It is.
Any type of domestic issue is always the trickiest. They are really tough because you never know. Families a lot of times will get each other's back, and then you're like, look, I'm just trying to help people out here, and they resent you and
They turn on you. Yeah.
Right.
It's just a mess.
Yeah.
But the good thing to do is keep the dialogue open with your daughter. Keep the dialogue open with your daughter's friend. Mm-hmm. Invite the friend over to your house.
Yeah.
You host the girls at your house. Don't put them in a circumstance where they're going to be around this bad dad again. Mm-hmm. Tell her, look, just y'all come here. I'll make you food. I'll make it cozy. I'll rent movies, whatever.
Yeah.
Set up your house as the place where they want to go so
Yeah.
they don't run into this dad again.
It's true. I think everybody needs a little safe haven.
Yes.
If you can't get that at home, then set it up at your place.
Make your house that safe haven that she doesn't have.
I got an email about the Shein and Temu. We were talking about those two sites. You can get a lot of discount stuff on it. And, this holiday season, people are really cutting back.
Yeah, we're all trying to get a bargain. And those sites do have good deals.
I saw more than 1 in 3 Americans are foregoing gifts this year due to inflation.
It's crazy.
And 25% of Americans still have holiday debt from last year.
It's crazy. It's
that they're
insane.
still carrying. Yeah, they say 28% of people are going to be spending less on holiday shopping this year. So if you are looking to maybe still do a few gifts, but cut the costs, these were the sites people were suggesting, discount sites. We did find that you need to order well in advance. In fact, it's probably already too late to order from either one because they're coming from China. You do have to look specifically at the descriptions that they have. Be careful about making sure you have a dedicated card that you're going to be using because there can be scams that happen on those sites. And one person said, I was honestly shocked how many people are all for these sites. These are Chinese-based companies that are insanely cheap, and they're all made using child labor in horrific conditions.
Oh.
How else do you think they're getting things to you at a fraction of the price? If that's not enough for you, their products have also been tested to contain extremely high levels of lead. Wow.
That's not good.
Similar to a pair of jelly shoes at Walmart, they can cause you or your kid to become seriously sick because your body absorbs the lead over time. Yes, it's cheap, but you get what you pay for. And why on earth you want to knowingly support blatant child labor and the possibility of making you or your family seriously ill to save a few bucks is beyond me.
Well, that's how bad inflation has people. They're like, child labor, it ain't that bad if I can save money.
Yeah.
People are just desperate out there.
Yeah, they are. Everything is going up. I saw the cost of Christmas trees has increased 10% from last year. The average price now between $80 and $100. And they say artificial trees have been hit the hardest by the price surge. Those basic trees start around $85 and can be up to $1,000 or more.
Dang.
It's been $1,000 on your Christmas tree?
There is no way. I have a hand-me-down tree. My girlfriend gave it to me, and I love it.
Yeah. We got the same tree that's been up for like 10 years, and it doesn't come down.
It just stays up year-round.
Sits in the garage, and then on Christmas morn, we all go to the garage and open gifts for 10 minutes and then walk right out. Happy Christmas, kids. Karen wanted to know if we've seen this Have You Dated Him website. Said, I didn't know if you've heard about this. Apparently, there are new websites popping up in each city called Have You Dated Him. Single women log on and look up profiles of all the single guys in the city, or they add profiles if a guy is not on there yet. Then other women can get on and they check if a guy they're about to go on a date with has any reviews. We live in St. Augustine, and I found out that there's one for our city, and our good friend is on there. He's a great guy, but can be a little quiet, and his reviews said things like, boring as a box of rocks.
Oh, damn.
Which seems a little harsh for him. He'd honestly be a catch for any woman, and then his ex-wife had gotten on and left her number in the reviews and said to text if anyone wants more info about him.
Oh,
She's
damn.
a psycho, so I can only imagine what she'd tell people. So the whole site seems pretty unfair. Then we started wondering what would happen if these sites were created for people in general. For example, Magnolia could go on and give a review for her awful roommate. Anyway, just wondering if you guys have heard of these sites, and I thought it might be funny to get on and look Jaybird up. Have you dated him?
Yeah, there's Facebook groups, there's websites, and every city, I guess, has their own group. And you can literally go on there and search for guys in your town and see what people are saying about them.
Wow. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's mainly Facebook. But then I don't think you'd look up the person by name, right? It's not like a directory.
I don't know.
It doesn't appear.
Are we dating the same guy?
Yeah. Okay, so you got to have your personal profile to join and interact with the group.
There's over 120 individual Facebook groups devoted to are we dating the same guy in different towns.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale has one. Then Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie County is divided up into their own.
Yeah. I should go in there and see if Jaybird's on there. Are we dating the same guy? Jason Pennington.
That's crazy. Yeah, you on with your own personal?
It just pulls up his Facebook. So I guess maybe he's not mentioned on the website. Are we dating the same guy?
Okay.
That's good.
Probably a good thing is I can't imagine there's going to be a lot of flattering things people are going to go to be like, yeah, I dated this guy, didn't work out, but I'm going to go give him a flattering review.
It's much more fun to leave a scathing review.
I mean, who's going to leave ever? If you're on there, it's got to be bad. That's crazy. That is odd they do that kind of stuff.
I mean, you can destroy a guy's reputation, though. I mean, the girl that's the ex who's crazy, who's telling people to call her. I mean,
especially if you're the crazy one. The relationship didn't work out because you're nuts.
Yeah, she's dangerous.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'd hate to be on one of those. So, yeah, I have to look that up. If anybody's tried it, or if you've ever gotten blackballed from one of those sites, let us know. Pedro Lopez, always with his interesting questions. Did Virginia go through with the asshole bleaching?
I did not do it yet. I began anew. They said they were going to start doing it. And look, I'll do it. I just don't want to go first. When it comes to bleaching your bung, I don't want them to work out the formula on my bung.
And why, again, do you think that you need to have pristine, clean bung?
I don't. I mean, I never really see it, but I was curious if it was painful. I was curious what it was all about. I was just going to do it just so I could be the lab rat.
I asked the Mexican queen about it.
What'd she say?
Because I figured she'd be like, I don't care what my butthole looks like. But she was all into it.
Really?
She's like, yeah, I would do that. She's like, I've stained my butthole doo-doo brown, so I would love to. I'm like, I've never seen your chocolate starfish. Like, I've never once seen it. Like, why do you even care?
It's the pigment of your skin. And, you know, she's Mexican, so her pigment is a little darker.
But I'm like, when are you looking at your butthole that you that you know and that you care? Because I could not believe how
she was into
she answered.
it. Yeah.
She answered right away. She's like, oh, yeah, I would do that.
Well, that tells me she's looked at her butthole in the mirror and she doesn't like what she sees. And she just wants to make it pink instead of brown.
But, I mean, come on. I mean, we're really getting down on ourselves for that?
I can see where, you know, if you're a single girl is into butt play, it would be important to you.
Right.
But your wife's not single, and I don't think she's into butt play. You've never talked about it if she is.
Not with me. So, I mean, we're not.
Is she out there throwing it in the streets?
I don't know, just out there, hey.
Tossing bung?
Look at my butthole.
How weirded out would you be to find out that she's been just throwing it all over town, but only the butthole?
We'd have a problem. Yeah, we'd have a problem. We'd have to.
She's like, it's not cheating. It's the poop hole loophole.
No, it's. I don't believe in that for a second. It doesn't work like that. That's not at all how it's going down. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, if you wind up doing it for some reason, she's into it. I don't know if she'll do it before and after, but you know.
I think I'm not going to do it before and after. I can pretty much tell you that with certainty.
Yeah, okay. Now you're not going to do it?
If she wants to do it, though, I'll go with her.
Okay.
I'll stay up there by, like, where her head is. I won't go down by where the bung is.
Okay.
Do they numb you up?
I don't even know. I mean, how would you even do that? I don't understand what the process would be.
I don't either,
It's
Kev.
pretty crazy. So, yeah.
We yearn to learn.
Yeah.
Anybody who's had their butthole bleached, share the experience.
I think there's got to be some kind of trauma to it because you're not going to change the color of your skin without something that's pretty intrusive.
Do you get a butthole scab?
Don't know.
Because that doesn't sound fun.
I don't know. Can you get a dry socket there? I have no idea.
Dry socket.
Yeah. I want that socket dry.
I like a dry socket back there.
Oh, you do?
If it's wet, we got a problem.
That's true.
If it's
You really
wet.
don't want it moist. It's true.
If it's wet, I had too much yogurt.
Good point. You said that your son Rocco rage quit a video game the other day.
He did. So one of his little buddies that he plays video games with, he's into Roblox and Minecraft. And one of his little buddies was manipulating the game and doing him dirty.
Okay.
He had gone into the settings and because this other kid created the game and Rocco was playing in this kid's world that he created. So that kid is in charge of the world and can set the settings to mess with Rocco. And that's what he did. He set the settings to like blow up something that Rocco had built, and just the kid was just kind of doing mean things to him. And so Rocco rage quit
Oh,
and told the kid he never wanted to see him again in his life.
wow.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to this kid's birthday in January, but I guess we're not going now.
Oh, no, really?
Rocco said he wants nothing to do with this kid.
Yikes.
He was so pissed.
Those games get competitive. I know my son, I'll hear him screaming on the other side of the room. and
Yeah.
It's him playing video. I'm like, what is going on out here?
Screaming, fighting,
Yeah.
rage quitting. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we don't need this. Mario Brothers, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, they never brought out this.
Right. Yeah, I hear that. Well, Denny's was talking about how he was playing Mortal Kombat over the weekend, and some guy started talking smack to him.
The
And,
guy beat him and
Yeah.
then was talking smack to him. And Denny's is like, I lost. What's going on here?
yeah.
People come unglued.
No, they really do. It's pretty crazy. There is a question here from Seth for Denny's about a video game. He wants to know if Denny's plays Apex Legends. Somebody want to know about that. Do you know what that is?
Yep. So yeah,
Okay.
Apex you can play on PlayStation or the Xbox or PC. It's a complimentary title. It's kind of like Fortnite, where you play the game and then where they get you is if you want the costumes, the dances, all that fun stuff. Kids are always hitting up their parents for those
Yeah.
cards so they can buy the dances and stuff.
They had something for Fortnite. Man, it was a big deal on Saturday. My son was, whatever we did, we had to plan our entire day around some event.
So they do live
They had
concerts
on
now
Fortnite
in Fortnite.
Yeah, Saturday at 2 p.m., but we had to be home at 12:30 because he had to get in line because I guess the bandwidth or something gets stretched.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And he said Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphins receiver, was on.
Oh,
and
wow.
And got kicked off, and I guess there was a video. Tyreek threw his controller and broke it, something like that.
He got kicked off?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill got...
because it probably doesn't know who's who. It's just the bandwidth hit its max.
He got
and it's
booted
booting
and
people.
flipped out and lost his shit and threw his controller and broke it or something like
So
that. My son was telling me.
Fortnite has transcended all games. It is the biggest game. It's the only game kids play.
I didn't know it was still a thing. It's been a thing for a minute,
for
right?
a long time. For 10 years, it was Minecraft. Every kid on the planet was just playing Minecraft. It was the only game they would play. Or
Okay.
some sort of block game of that sort. And then it became Fortnite. It's the only game anyone plays.
Yeah, I said, what was so special about this? And he was saying something about the new maps or something like that.
So what they do is, just everything changes always. So instead of just buying a game and you get the game and it's done, what they do is they release the game. You get the game. Sometimes they give it to you for free in a lot of these cases.
Okay.
And then you have to opt into the seasons. Each season that comes out, they launch a new map, and you want to get the map first so that you can learn the map and you can start winning on it quicker. That's what a lot of the people want to do.
Okay.
So you get early access and stuff. And then you just want to be the first person on the map so you can learn it. All those games, like he's talking about Apex Legends, the Call of Duties, they're
Yeah.
all awesome. But, dude, I'm too old. These kids have the fastest reaction times I've ever seen.
Really? Okay.
All the youngins are so fast. They
You
memorize.
got grandpa thumbs?
Well, so I do all my work, and if I get an hour and I can jump on, I'm hyped. But kids, they spend all day on games, so they learn
Right.
everything. They become masters at it.
Right.
So-
So how are you even going to compete? You're going to go in there and just get your ass handed to you.
So I'm a boomer gamer. There's a term they call them olds. They're olds.
Olds,
You're a
okay.
boomer.
I'm an old. What it means is I just will not have the reaction time. It even goes to Mortal Kombat because I play Mortal Kombat pretty. That's my number one game when it comes out for the next 6 months. That's the game I play. I don't play any other games.
Okay.
And I go online, you play other people, and that's how I've noticed how toxic the environment's gotten. I'm not really an online gamer, a social gamer.
So even everyone's turning into assholes on video games?
God, they're such dicks constantly. They are. They've lost their minds.
What's happened to the world? It just seems like the last 10 years.
Well, and they're so flaunty. You know,
Yeah.
if they beat you, they let you know that you suck.
Damn.
They just go on and they rag on you, and it's so rough. And then you mute them and stuff, and then you feel like a bitch because you're muting everyone. But I can't beat them; they're too quick. These kids are just too good now, and they talk so much trash. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can handle it for maybe 45 minutes, and then I can't do the online stuff. It's too much. But somebody sent an email too asking about Cuphead, saying their kids rage quit. There's a new genre of game where it's intentionally designed to be as hard as possible.
Okay.
And I think a lot of streamers and YouTubers and stuff, they play these games and people film their reactions because they get so mad and they quit these games. So these games are designed to make you just hate them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Huh.
They make them
They want you
too
to quit.
difficult.
That's what the point of the game is that it's so hard. So if you beat it, it's an accolade, you know?
Huh.
So these streamers, they'll spend a year playing the same game over and over and just you get used to the rhythm of watching somebody you like for their personality or whatever it is that drove you to them.
Okay.
And you're watching them just go through the pain of learning this game, just punishing you.
Just hour after hour.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of its own genre of game now. These punishment titles, I'm a big fan of them. I like playing. There's a point I like to where then I can't do it anymore. It's designed to just drive you insane.
So if you got the world's best gamers, and I've seen some of those people that they stream and they do all that kind of stuff. Ninja or something like that is one of those.
Big, huge.
So they must be young, have amazing reflexes, and do nothing but they wake up. They
It's
game,
competitive.
They go to bed. They get up. They game all day, and that's their whole life.
That's all they do. But you have to be in that top percent, that top 2% of gamers that can get that audience.
Yeah,
You know?
but it's just you dedicate your entire life to it.
Well, that's their job. That's their golf. That's what they're doing with their time. They're trying to become because now they have these tournaments. They have Evo for Mortal Kombat and all these fighting games. They do a bunch of tournaments. You can win a ton of money, and these people are. So it's weird with the internet now what fame is, because there's people that are super famous that we've never even heard of.
Yeah,
because they're not famous in our circles. We'll never ever come across them.
But they play
Fame is
video
that way now,
games.
yeah.
I mean,
They
they're
have
swinging it.
millions of followers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the gaming world, they're gods, but then you could be standing next to them at Publix and you just
Never know.
Clue, yeah,
No idea.
It is. I mean, honestly, you look at TikTok stars and everything else. I'll hear all that kind of stuff. My kids will talk about. My wife will talk about. I'm like, who is this?
Well, so all they have to do is they win one tournament or they do something in a game like that, and then now they have a following, and then they do whatever they want. A lot of them, I don't know how these get big, but a lot of them do reaction videos. It's just the number one thing. It's the only thing anyone ever watches anymore.
It's weird.
They get their channel big, they get some followers, and then they do reaction videos. It's just all they do.
That's it.
All right, they'll play a game once a week, and then it's reaction videos.
Right.
And so I think that's what I think people have learned, especially at a young age, is that the internet has kind of created a new currency. It's not necessarily money.
Okay.
But having the ability to have people's attention on you does translate to a...
Because then you can get products that you can hawk because you got somebody's focus, and then maybe they'll go buy that product.
And then a lot of them you'll see, they'll say, hey, you can't wait to see what happens at minute 5. But first, check out this product. And they'll do a little product ad.
Right.
And then they go right back into their video. It's real short. It's in a true...
It's effective advertising.
But they're all doing it. And I see even, teenagers doing it. I feel like they're just doing it now.
Yeah.
It's just how they're... So if you have a game following, you get so many eyes on your product.
And then you get paid.
And then they get paid. Whether they're actually getting paid money or not, or if it's more so they can get into the tournaments, so they can get invited to the... So a big thing is that a lot of the gaming companies that make the games, they'll see who's popular on their game. So if you have Mortal Kombat, you have the top players. You got Sonic Fox, Ninja. So if you get them, you'll leak things to them, helpful hints and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So when they're
they
playing,
maintain dominance.
They maintain dominance. Plus, they'll also leak them the game a month before it comes out.
So they'll be good. They'll be whooping everybody's ass when it first comes out.
The minute it drops. So people are trying to get those type of incentives. Those incentives are almost worth it more now because when the game drops, you're already good. You're already putting up videos that people are tuning into.
Gotcha.
That gets more people to go buy the game.
You're cutting edge, yeah. And then anyone that follows you and they go, oh my God, this guy crushes this game, and they watch you, they're going to go buy that game because they're trying to do the same stuff.
Gotcha.
It's all about tricking now. Everything comes down to advertisers. They're all trying to find ways because people don't want to be advertised to anymore.
Right.
You try to advertise to somebody. The minute you see an ad or somebody comes up to you at Publix or something,
they're everywhere.
You're so turned off to them. So you have to do it sneakily. You have to trick people into advertisements.
Yeah.
By giving it to celebrities or whatever it is. Finding people that have eyes on them, whatever it is. That's the advertisers they're preying on those people.
Yeah. It's all about attention.
It's all about attention, and then the gaming. I mean, I think companies as a whole realize this, and then they start leaking products because they know that person's going to go and talk about it, and it's going to create that FOMO.
How they push all the buttons and pull all the levers.
It's all psychology.
Make it all go. It is. Yeah, it is.
But with gaming has gotten giant. It's at that point now where people are playing it competitively, and I think people are. I don't know. They're just putting money behind it for whatever reason.
I find it interesting that, I don't know if my son is unique, but he doesn't really do sleepovers. They will all be at their house, and they'll all just be every Friday and Saturday night. He's got his little clique of his buddies.
He's got his headphones on.
Yeah, he's just got his headphones on, and he's in there, and that's how they connect. It's not like he ever asked to have anybody spend the night, or he never asked to spend the night at anybody's house, but every Friday and Saturday, they're all on the games together.
Well, so it was different. Back in the day, you'd have to be in the same room on the same console, sitting around, you all huddled together. So sleepovers were important when we were younger, but nowadays, I don't think anyone does. It's more comfortable to sleep in your own bed. You got your own food. You got your own, and you can still communicate.
Rocco would be so not interested in a sleepover with any other kids. Like he would not do that.
It's just different now.
Is sleepover dying? Is this a dying thing? That was the biggest deal, was staying over at somebody's house on a Friday night or something like that, leaving from school, and you would set it up. You'd work on it the whole week, man. It was like you're trying to get it going, and if you didn't have a place to stay on a Friday night, you're like a complete loser. What? Nobody invited you over. You got no one staying at your house on Friday night. What a loser you are.
Yeah,
and
people are.
It was a big deal for us.
Well, kind of piggybacking on the topic you were talking earlier about, AI as a dating partner or whatever.
Yeah,
people are much more into that now. I think, like you were saying, people are annoyed with people. If you can have somebody that just agrees with you at all times,
right?
Pumps your ego.
Some stuff went down on sleepovers that I went on.
Oh yeah, that's why you went on them.
I was exposed to stuff at a young age that I should not have been, because if you go to a sleepover and they have older siblings, you learn some stuff that maybe you're not equipped to know about.
It's absolutely true.
It's where I got booze. It's where I started smoking.
All that stuff. Everything awesome that happened to me was all that.
Everything awesome.
Kids are missing out. Yeah. We'd just spin the bottle, 7 minutes in heaven. Yeah, it's just different now. I've just noticed it because I think video games for a long time were considered for kids and stuff, and then I think that generation, which is probably my age and a little bit older, grew up and then became adults that continued to do so. I think that's happening with a lot of.
You still
hobbies.
love it.
Like even wrestling now is kind of getting a resurgence just because of the. You get to a point where you start making money and then you rebuy the things that you like.
Wrestling in my house is big.
And it's kind of being re-promoted and rebranded as a new. I think they realize the power of the generation that has money, whatever that is. I can tell it's my era now because everything on Facebook that's being advertised to me is so specific to a certain.
The millennials have arrived.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys have the expendable
like 93
income.
to 97 right now.
You're still trying to hold on to your youth.
They just know.
The nostalgia power is big.
The algorithms are on it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got this from Andres, who we're talking about. He is maybe our top listener in McAllen, Texas.
He's going to be tough to beat.
He's in the top 0.5%. He spent 71,000 minutes listening to KVJ, and he said that's only January through November. So he said he's a teacher in the deep south of Texas. Tries to listen every day. Sometimes I have to listen to 2 episodes or catch up on weekends, but I hear them all.
Aww.
He listens on his commute to work, to the ATSP the day before. Yeah, just pretty much nonstop. He found us in 2010 on the iHeart app.
Oh, wow.
Which I love because it was the entire show on a constant loop. I missed that. So followed along when we went to Miami and said even woke up early to listen.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, you're out there doing the Lord's work. You're a teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, I have so much respect for teachers. What they have to go through, man.
He said it'd be a 22-hour drive from here in McAllen along the border with Mexico to West Palm. I came once, but you guys were off that week. I was in Lauderdale.
Oh,
Of
man.
course.
We got to plan our vacations better to coordinate with your trip.
That's right. Said thanks to the laughs of the company. I really do enjoy the show. I'll definitely keep listening.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's
try,
so
It's
awesome.
going to try to beat his 71,000 minutes in 2024. There we go. We like that kind of attitude.
And he's not done because he still has December
Yeah.
listening.
Right.
And he just stumbled upon it. That's cool.
That's so cool.
And Jennifer said, so happy you guys are doing the next KVJ live show closer to Miami Beach. Is this going to be a Friday night or a Saturday? It's going to be a Saturday. Do you have a date and time? Yeah, it's the January 20th, that Saturday.
At the Dania Improv, right?
Yeah, Dania Improv. When can we buy tickets? Not sure when they're going on sale, but you'll be buying them through their box office. Will be handling the ticketing. Are these assigned seats? I believe so. And I'm looking forward to meeting the KVJ crew and KVJ Nationers in
I think
person.
it's like when you go to a comedy show.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the improvs like that. It's tables and chairs, and you sit at a table, and you can have drinks, you can have food.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
It would be real nice. I'm excited.
A couple that saw you, Greg, in the 772 at Tradition.
Friday
saw you
night.
and Patty. Yeah, there they are. Uh-huh.
We were there for the Christmas tree lighting.
Right, okay. That was good times.
They have a cool tree up there. It's like tricked out LED lights.
Okay.
So like the tree is kind of a show in and of itself. Like the lights dance and they have different colors and each light can do like all kind of stuff. So I was pretty impressed. Tradition brings it with their tree.
Yeah. And her thought was on the KVJ draft, I completely understand how it works, but I think it'd be interesting to hear what your actual top three would be in each said category, even if you had some of the same picks. Yeah, because that's usually it. When you look at your list at the end of the KVJ draft, you may like one or two of your picks and be like,
Yeah.
kind of fell off. And that was the thing I noticed when we did the Christmas songs this last week. After we went through the first round, it got, I don't know. I was like, man, I'm like, are Christmas songs really that? Because I went with Christmas and Hollis as my second. I'm like, I don't know. I want to shake it up and do something a little bit different. But I think Denny's was right. He played pretty traditional.
Well,
and
anytime
that won it.
Even if you have two banger picks, if that third
Yeah.
one's weird or something somebody hasn't heard of, they don't even care about your picks at all.
I think I went a little too, even going with an NSYNC, I think it was too modern, too tricky.
Yeah, and then the Ariana Grande is too modern, too tricky.
Way too
They want that
modern.
traditional
Yeah.
Burl Ives.
They do,
They
yeah.
really do.
It's the same old. So that's what wound up winning. Denny's crushed it.
It was that
that's
Santa
sweet.
baby.
Congratulations,
Thanks.
Denny's.
That was the one I was holding out for all year.
Your family's so proud.
I did brag about it.
And Tony said, a happy 36th birthday to my beautiful wife, Samantha. She's the most amazing mother to our three kids and best friend. I think he missed the regular show, so he had to get it in here. So there you go.
Happy birthday.
That's right. It still counts. So happy birthday. Happy National Cookie Day. Hopefully we get the bird healthy and back tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you want to support Molly and her family, you can go and buy Cookie Mix from their website, mixbees.com, mixbes.com. And I mean, she's got millions in medical bills. So whatever you can do to help this Little Smiles family, we would appreciate it. And you get cookies out of it.
That's right. All good. Okay, y'all. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.